Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Tech Tales. My name is Hallel and I'm the only business analyst you know, and I want to welcome you to Tech Tales. All right. This is Tech Tales, where we bring you inspirational and growth stories to inspire you every day. Welcome to Tech Tales. Now, if you're joining us on YouTube, joining us from LinkedIn, wherever you're joining us from, all I want you to do right now is go to the comment section, type in your name and tell us where you're joining us from. We'd like to give you a shout out. Once again, thank you for joining. Now, one other thing I would really love you to do is tap on that share button right now and share this video with your family and friends. Let people know that Tech Tales is live. And if you're not joining us for the first time, Tech Tales is a platform where we share inspirational stories to inspire growth, right? So go right now, tap on that share button and share this video with everyone. We are live right here, coming to you to your screen from the city of Abuja. My name is Hallel and I want you to do just that right now. I'll be waiting in the comment section to see your comments. Yes, I'll be waiting in the comment section to see your comments, and I'm going to give you a shout out immediately you do. Don't forget to share this post with your friends and your family. Thank you very much.
This love is an everyday kind of love. Every morning I'm in it. This love is an everyday kind of love. Every morning I'm in it. This love.
right, I believe you've been able to do that. I believe you've been able to send in your comments. I can see some comments. Someone is asking me this for business analyst. Oh, yes, it is for business analyst. It's for you. So if you're someone out there, you're in the tech space, tech support, mainstream tech, this this podcast is for you. Right? So do well to share this link with as many as you can. Without wasting much of our time, we are going to be going live right now to. Okay, Victor. All right, you're talking about switching your career. All right, maybe just slide into my DM on LinkedIn and we'll be able to talk about that. Thank you so much for coming live with me. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Victor. Thank you so much, Victor. All right, all right, all right. So we'll be going live any moment from now, and doing live means bringing our guest on stage. Let me check. Yes, our guest is live on stage, and she's behind stage getting ready. You know, ladies putting the pancakes and getting things ready. We'll be coming live immediately. And before we do that, what are your expectations for today? What kind of stories do you expect to hear? Trust me, it's going to blow your mind. This is Tech Tales, and we bring you stories that inspire growth. So right here on today's edition of Tech Tales, I'm bringing you our guest who's ready to talk to you about the human side of tech she discovered and how it changed her whole perspective about tech. So join me as we make welcome the stage Oluwatosin. Hello Tosin, welcome to Tech Tales. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Hello. Good to be here.
Good to have you. Good to have you. How was your day?
It was fine. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of Tech Tales. I need to say that.
Oh,
I'm a huge fan. You guys are doing a very fantastic job. And you're great
thank
host
you,
as
thank you
well.
so much. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. I've been seeing you, and it's really amazing to finally have you on stage with me. The storytelling analyst, the one and only
Yeah. Thank you
storytelling
for
analyst. It's nice to have you. You know, when I started my catchphrase, people were like, "Why are you the only business analyst?" I'm like, "Duh." I say I am. I don't know about you, but it's good
having
to
me.
have
It
you
was
here. The
same
storytelling
here.
analyst.
I'm happy to be here as
I
well.
like the catchphrase. I really do like the
Thank
catchphrase.
you.
All right, all right. So before we go straight into today's conversation, how was your day? Hope you had a splendid day. How was work?
Work was fine. My day was fine. It was a bit hectic, but it's one of those things, but it was really fine. I had a great day.
Yeah, yeah. And I know as a business analyst, they sometimes people don't understand when we say our day was hectic. They're like, "What were you doing?"
They don't get that part. They just say, "Are you not just writing? Are you not just conducting?" And I'm like, "Okay, why not sit down and finish the writing? So let's see how you feel."
I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. I don't think there's any business analyst who writes his to do in a day and exhaust all of them. It's not possible, especially if you're in a tech environment. It's not possible. It's really not possible. I've been working on one to do list since Monday.
There was the time I had
Well,
it to do,
well,
and
well.
I worked on it for like
So you
weeks.
said,
It wasn't. There was a time I have a to-do list for a day, and I ended up doing that thing for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks because when you're
I
here,
mean,
something else is coming, something else, and you just have to be
exactly.
there. Sometimes we're like therapists with these stakeholders, but they're not real for us.
Yeah, yeah. And the most annoying part of the to-do list is the ones that have dependables, the dependencies rather. When you have dependencies that to do tasks that are dependent on others, that's the worst. That's the worst. But it's nice to have you here. Thank you so much for coming on board. All right, moving
Okay.
straight into the conversation. Whoever comes on Tech Tales, where we start from usually is um, let's let's know your story. Where you're coming from? What's your discipline? What's your background? Just enlighten us. Let's meet you, Oluwatosin.
Okay, thank you, Ali. Thank you so much. I'm really glad to be here. So,
Yeah,
my name is Oluwatosin Awoyemi, and I like to go by the storytelling analyst.
nice to meet you.
Because I feel like story shouldn't be limited to the entertainment space. Story help us to like convey message properly. So that's why I love that. I studied computer science in school, and just like every other person, I didn't know about business, and like I didn't know anything about business, and I stumbled on business and like every other person. But before then, I've noticed that I usually in a messy situation, there's a way I just bring clarity to things. Even in school, while in school, I was the governor of my class at some point. And I
Okay.
remember sometimes when lecturers send some messages to the class, and when I'm coming to deliver that message, it just like everywhere is just calm. Like it's like I bring calm to issues, messes. So I never understood that I was doing anything business analysis then. It was just me being myself and trying to solve problem. I just love to help people smile, help to be sure that, okay, what is happening here? Why are we solving this? That's just being me. But I never know that there was a name, there was a title to this role at all. Then moving
Indeed.
on, I went for my IT because I did ND first. So I went for my IT, which is a 1 year program.
Mm.
I did that in a consulting firm. So joining
Okay.
the firm, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? And from a conversation with the head of the team then, we were just like, I think you're a good business analyst. And in my head, I'm like, what's that? Does that even
What?
exist? And as a child, I'm a very curious person. Like and I love R&D a lot. That is research and development. So immediately said that, said, so you'll be our BA junior. But I wasn't sure, but I was like, okay, no problem. So I just went to my decks, Google who is a business analyst. And I'm like, wow, I've been doing this all along. Okay, I think
Yeah.
this. And before then, because I was in computer science, and the usual idea is when you're in computer science, you're supposed to be a coder, a programmer, DB, and all of that. But I tried most of those things. It just wasn't clicking. I just felt like these are
Mm.
not my thing. But there should be something here for me. There should be something here for me.
Exactly.
So finding business analysis, it was just like a joy. Like, oh, finally, there is something that speaks to me. There is something that speaks to my strengths, and I really love it. And I started and went back to further my education. Coming back again, I joined a tech team. There was a startup I joined then. Although I interned as a UX designer, but in a way, the roles still intertwined. So I was still doing the whole BA work, although I wasn't called BA at the startup then. Then
Okay.
I left, joined another firm as well. I wasn't also called BA, but I was doing BA work. Then until recently, I was doing the BA work, honestly. And there was a formal training, but I was just learning on the job. Then joining a
Okay. So
financial.
hold up. Sorry, Tosin, to cut you short. You just said something that's very interesting. Now you said, first of all, you said working as a BA, junior IT, right?
Mhm.
And from what you're telling me, you were not formally trained, and you graduated from school, and then you started working. And the first job you did, though your role was not called BA, but you were working as a BA, and
Yeah,
still you weren't trained. And
yeah.
then you got another job, still doing the job role of a BA, but the title wasn't BA, and you
Mhm.
still weren't trained. So
Mhm.
how are you able to manage this?
I will not say not trained, but I'll say maybe not formally trained.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I
formally.
learned on the
Like,
job.
this
Learning,
is an era led by certifications. How many certifications do you have? Who certified you? you know, that's the age we live in currently. So that's why it's squeezing for me, especially in a field where it's still burgeoning, it's still coming up, it's still on the come up. And I mean, how? So talk to us about that.
I think my advice to people is that don't get too obsessed with the certification. Get
Okay.
to learn the work first. Okay, there was a book I read which was A Leader Without a Title. I
Hmm.
can't remember the author right now.
Okay.
And it speaks to people doing the work. And you don't necessarily have to wait for when the title comes, but you have to do the work. So I feel like people that stumble on business analysts doing the work without them not being sure that there's a title to that work, they do much better than people that just
Yeah.
start out gathering certifications and all of that. Because after all of the certification, there is a need for you to there's a need for an hands-on experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
True.
you might know all the tools, all the templates. There is a woman's side of the job, and if you cannot find your way around it, it probably might be very difficult. So a lot of people even mix business analysts up with data analysts. You see someone telling you I'm a BA, and when they bring down whatever it is they're doing, you're like, are you really sure? But because so many of them are just obsessed about getting the certifications but
Yes.
it's good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's actually very fantastic. because I'm also working towards getting my CBAC certification. But at the same time, try to learn the work first.
Yeah.
Try to learn the work first. Oh, pink
Understand it.
yellow, yeah. Someone just helped me with the author of the book I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
So try to learn the
Yeah.
work first before the I'm not saying certification are not good. They are really good, but get to know the work. Like when if it's possible some people are even doing the BA work without them realizing that they are doing it.
Yeah. No, true. 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 Exactly. You're very correct. You're very, very correct.
So after
So
leaving,
more or
when
less,
I,
you're trying to explain to us today that for the longest time, your certification in business analysis came from doing the job, not
yeah,
from being trained, formally trained in with an evidence certificate. And you have been getting jobs this way. And since post graduation, if my count serves me right, you've done 3 jobs,
yes,
all
correct,
BA related without a certificate.
correct.
I hope this is on record. Chakam, we
Oh,
have
correct.
captured it. We've captured it
Correct.
because we are driven by a world who that thinks that if I'm not if I'm not certified, I'm not recognized, right? And that is something that is really crippling in this age and stage. If you want to do something and you're willing to do it, go ahead and do it. And one thing that was very critical in this year's journey is the fact that you had a training period during your IT, that training period. If you want to learn a particular skill, the best way to learn it is on the job. It's on the job, and that was what you did. And this part is unique and it's interesting. Basically, it's unique and it's interesting. For some of us, that that career path you want to transition into, you must not go and do a course. Just apply for the job. Just apply for the job. I
Let
mean,
me tell
like,
you a quick story. Do you know one of my job that I've done so far?
okay,
Someone referred me. Someone just
okay,
called me and said, "Tosin, I think we can do this," and I'm like, "Do what?"
mm-hmm.
I don't understand. And I was like, "I saw you in school. You're doing this, and that is what the same job entails." And I'm like, "Okay." So imagine if then in school I had not just volunteer. I'm still waiting on the certification, and I'm
Yeah,
not putting foot forward to like
apply
do the
yourself.
actual work. The person
Yeah,
probably might not have referred me for the job.
wow, wow.
So I tell people why you're trying to even get the certificate, try to volunteer on job. You don't know who is watching. Anybody somewhere is watching and they will recommend you and say, okay, I see this person do this and this person can do this. So learning on the job is very important. I
Very,
recommend it.
very. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So speaking of the crux of today's topic, which is the human side of tech. So tell us the story of your discovery. What did you discover about the human side of tech, and how has it revolutionized your career journey all these years?
Okay, so I have like two stories that happened to me, like a
Okay,
personal experience actually. So I remember
okay,
working on a particular project. I just joined the organization at the time, and we had a meeting. There was an issue, and we are just trying to solve the problem. So basically, we're just having conversation with with the project owners. So we document. It was nice on paper. We're, we're just sticking things and just putting all things together. We deploy, we developed, we deployed, and to our surprise, it shocked me. The user weren't using it. They didn't adopt the system. And I
okay.
was so because at the time I just joined, so it really bothers me. Like I did a
Mm,
project and nobody's using it. What's going on? So it was then it clicked to me that every system we are building, there are people behind it.
yeah,
And if you're not bearing that in mind, you probably might not build something right. So
exactly.
you can build something that works but doesn't feel right with the user. So later on, we get to know to meet with the end user, that the people working on the job, like people doing the hard work. And I got to know that what we've developed has elongates their process. So imagine
Mm,
coming to me to say, you want to solve my problem, but you're adding more problem to my problem. And these people, they work with
okay.
customers, so they don't have much time. They are really attending to customers, things, and you're not adding more problem. to their issue. So that was the first experience for me, and I'm like, what? Okay, okay, let's go. So
Yeah.
now these days, I don't ask, does the system work? I ask the question I ask, does it work for you?
Yes.
Does it
Yes.
really work? Because my
Exactly.
experience was so short. Like, imagine you building something, you're so happy about it, and only
Yeah.
documents
In your head.
because nobody
In your
in my
head.
head. I'm like, this is. You need to see my documents. Fantastic, fine. The process map was so beautiful, but unfortunately,
As BAs, we are very passionate about the presentation of our work.
nobody,
We want everything to be so
nobody,
demure.
darling, nobody used it. Like, no, it wasn't a laughing situation at the time. Nobody used it.
Hi.
So it now
Mm.
dawned to me that okay, I shouldn't just be building. The fact that it works doesn't make me feel right with people. The fact that it works doesn't
Yes.
mean it works for them. So it's necessary for me
Exactly.
to understand what they really want.
The
It's necessary for
people.
me to let people feel seen and understand. Actually, another
Mm.
experience was
Mm.
I think this one is even very recent. So there was a project.
Yeah.
We met with people, we document, development is going, and all of that. Then the mistake here was that every conversation we'll be having with the higher ups. You know, imagine you're working with a department
Oh.
and it's the HOD that you're talking to.
Mm.
You know, when they come,
That's so. I see what is coming.
we all come to speak English, 999. Those kind of projects that give you influence, that give you visibility, but
Yes.
the
Yes.
human experience is nonsense. You, let me, for lack of better word, I'm so sorry. And so we'll be meeting. I was asking questions. Are you sure? Okay, there's a particular process that I was like, I feel this thing is long, but do you think your user will want it this way? They said, no, that's fine, that's okay, that's the way we want it. In fact, even before we go for
Mm.
UAT, I go for a preliminary test with them to like, I just sense that there's something. Are you sure? They say, no. They
Off.
are fine, they will do it this way. Lo and behold, so we share the URL with them. Okay, let the end user test as well, then give their feedback before we call for the larger or for the UAT. So I noticed there was no response. I kept sending updates, and it just felt like people was going. Then I just so one of the things that work for me is I one of my approaches is that I take things out of like it's not I don't like sending mails and sending calls and just like those kind of settings that I say I'll work.
Yes.
I follow her
Official. Yes.
official
Official.
routine.
Official.
I go
Official.
out of my way sometimes. Like I follow her calls.
Mm.
In fact, if your office is very close, I just walk up to your desk like, what's the problem? Not the people that were on the
Exactly.
same floor and you saw me and you're still sending me a mail. You could have just called me. And people like those are the things that I found funny in the office space. So that's a story for another day. So I just checked, okay, what's that floor? It was very close to me. So I just walk up there, met the guy, and I'm like, we sent this thing, what happened? We'll not be getting. I was like, Tosin, I'm sorry, oh. I don't think I can use your system. And when he said that, I'm like, no, this is not about to happen again. No, 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 no. I'm like, okay, you know what? You know what? So I used the feminine energy. I'm like, oh, sorry, what happened? But it wasn't working. The guy was like,
Yeah.
okay, can you, okay, so what's the issue? Can you just walk me through how you do your job on a daily basis?
That's it.
When the
That's
guy
it.
started walking me through, then I saw a whole lot of gap. Do
Mm.
you know that what we've developed has just solved 10% of the user problem?
Kind. Kind. And that's
So
very poor.
what thing I do is I put myself in my user's shoes. Like
Shoes.
if it
Exactly.
doesn't feel right with me, it doesn't feel right with anybody. Even with my
Mm.
documentation, if I'm reading my documentation, if I don't, it doesn't make sense to me. I feel like it doesn't make sense to anybody. And if you
Mm.
have to check you go through my documents and you still have to reach out to me to understand what I've put down, then I've not done a good job.
Actually.
That's the way I measure myself. Like that's the
Yeah.
metric I use. So walking me through, I'm like, okay, that's fine, no problem. I've gotten all of this feedback. I'm going to put it down. So I went back upstairs, met with my dev team. I'm like, you know what? This is the issue. What we've developed is just 10%. And it doesn't make sense. If we take this out, these people are not going to use it.
Mm.
There's nothing we can do about it. So the guy was like, okay, no problem. I said, you know what? I'll just calm down, we brainstorm again and look for the way to do this. Because there's timeline as well. If not, scope creep is coming. So we're like,
Yeah.
luckily for us, we have something that can undo this
Mm.
90% of the work.
Okay. Okay.
So we checked through, we wanted it was fine. I was like, you know what? This time around, I'm not going to speak with I'm going to speak with the head of department, but I'm not showing it to this person. These end users have to use it. So I just called a few
Yes.
minutes. I was like, hello ma, sorry, please can you come down to our floor? I called the other guy, please can you come? They came, we worked them. They're like, okay, I think this can work. I'm like, no, it's not that this thing can work. I will send it to you. Use it as a user. Let me know what you feel like. Use it and let me understand. So they took it up, they used it, and that was how I was saved of another heartbreak. So it worked, and we now notice that what we built really did not serve, and what we have can actually. So all we just have to do is match the two systems together to now like help the user better. So that experience taught me that for every product you are building, there's human side to it. And
Exactly.
until we start putting ourselves in users' shoes, we'll just keep building.
Exactly.
We just keep
Exactly.
building and nobody is going to use it.
Sure.
And also, one thing I want people to know that tech has not come to take away business. Tech has come to support business. It's meant to
Yes.
enhance business. It's meant to serve people, not the people serve. It shouldn't be the other way around.
Sure.
So until we know that, until we establish that fact, we keep building what feels right. I said what works right, but doesn't feel right.
Exactly. Sure.
Yeah.
True. So it's more or less like you're humanizing tech, humanizing it in such a
Very,
way that people can interact with it. If people can't
very, very.
interact with it, it's not solving any problem basically, and that's very important. You know, another aspect of tech that is very critical. You mentioned it in passing is the fact that because we work in cross-functional teams, people just think that they handle tech like their conventional corporate world, conventional corporate environment where everything is done corporately. You have to send a corporate email. You have to speak to stakeholders corporately. You have to handle everybody corporately. Na lie. If you can't get through your stakeholders, you can't get nothing from them. Imagine if you weren't able to get through to that guy to open up to you and explain to you that, oh, this is why we can't use this software. You wouldn't have, like, you would have failed basically, because your ability to solve problems is not just in writing the requirement document. Your ability to solve problems is being able to gather these requirements appropriately, no matter how difficult the people are. During our quarterly meeting for this quarter, one of my colleagues said something. So there's a particular blocker we've been having in our office. So our colleague said he discussed with the tech team in the third party organization, and he was trying to find out what's the blocker exactly. So he was speaking to the flawed technical guys, and they were like, they started hinting stuff to him. So he knew that this is where the juice is. So what he did was very simple. He said, you know what, guys, Saturday is here now, so let's go and hang out. Let's go and hang out. He took them out, they hung out, they gisted. He now started asking them the questions again, and they started opening up. And that's why he got the real blocker that they were having. And come Monday, they acted on it immediately. So this human side of tech is very important for people to understand. If you're socially inclined, tech is actually for you.
One thing I tell anybody or my intern when they wanted to come for business analyst, and I'm saying that, do you love people naturally? Do you love
Yes.
to solve problem? Do you love to
Yes.
work with people? I don't even ask the technical expertise yet. Do
Mm.
you love people? Do you like to work with them? Do you like to solve problem? Do you like to bring clarity to confusion? If you can answer all of this, the tech expertise is very simple.
Anybody can learn it.
Like the way security will say that 90% of security is human related, then the 10% is the technology itself. It's the same thing
Yeah.
with business analysis. If you can
Hmm.
handle the 90% of the people, if you can be able to build trust, trust me, half of your job is done.
Done.
Is done because people, if people cannot establish trust with you, they will. Humans are the most difficult people to manage,
Most
but if you can
dynamic.
find a way around it, that those advices that when you go to your work, just do the job that pays you and go. I'm sorry, in business analysis, it doesn't work.
Nope.
I
Doesn't.
am sorry. It doesn't work. In case there's anybody on this call thinking, I just want to go all night. If you are, if please, maybe you should choose another career path. I'm sorry. Maybe you should choose another career path
Exactly. Exactly.
because you would get to be a therapist to somebody. You get to be a
Yeah.
detective at some point. You get to
Exactly.
be you get
You
to
have
be
to
a
go
connector.
undercover. Like,
Somebody will piss you off, and you just like, all you just have to do is take a pause. And just say, okay, what
okay.
could be bringing this? You can go home and run to your pillow, but you really want your work to move. So,
Spirit. That's it.
so when people try to be difficult or anything, I just try to like, okay, what could be bringing this? What is channeling this frustration? Is there something? And once I'm able to dig deep to that, I know that, oh, once we're able to establish that trust, the work is done. In fact, you see people fighting for you when they trust you.
Hmm.
But if you
Exactly.
are just someone that just say, I just want to do my job, I don't want you don't have to be friendly with everybody. You don't have to be shining your teeth with everybody. But you have
Hmm.
to at some point establish some human relationship. And it's very,
Very,
very key. It's very, very key
very,
to be
very, very,
successful
very key.
business analysis career. That's it. So the
Wow. Thank
human
you.
side of tech, we don't talk enough about it, but it's a
Huh.
very, very key factor that we need to talk more about.
Exactly. Very, very key. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dosen. So to wrap up for this night, uh, what do you have to say about the mind of the analyst? How what's what okay, you've touched a little about it when you talked about the interns, but I
Oh,
just want
okay.
you to talk about it again. Like the mind of an analyst, what should the mind of an analyst be like? What are the
Oh,
things that an analyst's mind should like? How should it work, basically?
okay.
Mm,
So I will say this. I know we give credit to tools and techniques, but I don't think we give enough credit to our thinking style.
mm,
And I'm sure Ali can actually also testify to this. When you work on a particular project, it's still not the same approach you're going to use for another project. There's no
true.
one size fits it in business analysis.
Yes.
So, and the thing is, dev think in the how. How can we solve this problem? That's the way the dev team thinks. Why the
Mm,
business team they think, okay, what do we need?
mm,
They think in the what. Now you are the business analyst. That's where your mind comes in. You think in the why. Because the business team might be telling you, I want this. You should be able to say, okay, why are they requesting for this? When you understand that why, it will help you to actually come up with a very good solution, with an optimal solution. So you
mm.
think why, you think why is
How?
this? What happened next? Because the business team is just okay, this is what we want, this is it. But you should like, okay, if we do this, what will happen next?
Exactly.
Okay, why are we doing this?
Mm,
Okay, what is actually behind this? So your as a business analyst, our mind is not limited to the how. You in fact forget the how, forget the what. Yours is to like come in between. There's a gap between these two words. We have the tech, we have the business. You must be able to now close that gap. So the mind of an analyst is actually very, very important. You must be able to think. Like you should see what other people are not seeing.
yeah.
And it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to not know everything. So that is where you have to like ask questions. It's okay to even ask dumb questions sometimes. You'll be
Mm,
shocked that that dumb question that you ask is what everybody is afraid to ask. And that is what we shed light to what you're doing.
exactly. Exactly.
So when you're on the job, forget about looking smart or sounding smart. If you're after that, most of your projects will just keep failing. So as a analyst, you should be able to think beyond the how, beyond the what, but think majorly on the why.
Right.
What happened next? What's going to happen if this? There's sometimes that somebody is just seeing one pictures, but you as an analyst, you can see that this picture is actually dependent on like four other processes. They are not seeing it. You are the one that is seeing it. You say, okay, if you thought, have you, there's some scenario that somebody just say, we just need to change this. But you know that when we change
If
this,
we change this
maybe
thing,
10 people, it affected 10 people. But they
exactly.
don't know. They don't
You don't
like.
know.
They don't know. But you as an
Mm,
analyst, you know that okay, it's just a button. But when we click this button, it
mm,
is
mm,
not like somebody just come and say, let's just off the switch in this room. You know that when we off this switch, maybe it's affected to the laptop that somebody's plugged. There is a
mm.
projector that is plugged. There is a wire that is they don't see it, or they just say that we want this light off. So it's now the business analyst or the analyst that comes in and say, okay, why are we doing this? What will happen next if this happens? What's the next thing after this? So the mind of the analyst is actually very, very critical. So you must be able to think critically, system
Mm,
thinking, visual thinking, empathy, clarity.
mm,
Yes, like I said, the human side we cannot actually rub it up at all. So you must be able to have empathy. You must be able to think critically, think system as well. Because your business, your user, they are not seeing, your stakeholders are not seeing that, but you should be able to think system. When somebody is requesting for this, you should be able to like, okay, what will happen? So your thinking is actually very, very. In fact, I feel like we don't give much credit to our thinking, and
yeah.
it actually does lots of the job here.
Hi. It seems like we should have renamed this episode or this edition. We should have called it, you know, the soft skills of business analysis, because these are actually soft skills. We train a lot about the hard skills. We'll do process mapping, requirement documentation, requirement engineering, stakeholder management, all those things. And yet, the core skills that power these things are what you just talked about. Being able to relate with humans, being able to smile when you need to, I mean, that's very key. That's very key.
Sorry,
Wow,
Alan,
wow.
sorry to interject. Let me quickly share a story that happened today.
Okay,
So there was a
interesting.
project I'm working on, and it was supposed to be a cutover. So we've done the cutover, and this
Okay.
for this project, there's no
Like
how we can do a
benefit
UAT.
benefit of those who don't understand what cutover is. Could you just throw more
Okay.
light?
So we're trying to you're moving from one stage to another. So you're trying to migrate from point A to point
Yeah.
B. That's what the project is all about. And for this project, there's no how we can do a UAT. So UAT is user acceptance testing for the sake of
Interesting.
people that don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're supposed to do is during the cutover, we should do a test while we are doing the cutover. Then for other users that are not there, there should be a post implementation review or testing. So post is
Okay.
that you've implemented what you say you want to do. Then you're now testing to see that this thing is working fine as intended.
Okay.
So we're supposed to do all of that. On the call that we did that cutover, every stakeholder that was supposed to do the post implementation were present on the call.
Okay.
But then they still say we still need that post implementation review test.
Okay.
So we did that. That was organized today. We're on the call, and one of the stakeholder rather, were just like, "Why are we still having this call? All of us were there in the midnight now. What's going on? What's the meaning of this? Everybody should test at their hand now. We'll be fine." And I just like, sorry, brother B, sorry, it's not so. This is the process has to go. He said, no, don't give me that. I was angry within me, but I cannot
I'm
be angry on
telling
the
you,
call.
you cannot be.
And the other people they say, what do you mean? That's our process. That's the standard. We have to. Everybody somebody has to bring the calm to the. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Sorry, this is not an issue. Yeah, everybody can test at their hand, but it's just proper that we still have this call for record purpose and audit purpose. So if at all audit comes to mind and says, was this held or anything? So this is an evidence. So it's not an issue. We are not telling you that what you did is wrong or you didn't do the good thing or we don't trust your work. We definitely trust. In fact, you're doing fantastically well. It's just that just for us to just keep the record, We're like, okay, oh, that's nice. All right, no problem. No. And that could have escalated to something else.
Yeah, it would have. It would have.
Then that was how everything. Then after the call, I just went to meet stakeholder A and B. Sorry about that. It's not that. The guy was just very angry.
Yeah.
He's pressure. Sorry, it's not that old. It's not, okay, I know. And everybody laughed. We are fine.
Baby, that's it.
And I've gotten my own sign off because
Exactly. Anything to get your deliverable.
because I approve by the word of mouth. It's not an approver. It does not
Yes,
exist.
exactly.
I've gotten my own sign off. Everybody is fine. Tomorrow, hello,
Exactly.
hi, hello, hi. We're good. But imagine
You're
if
good.
I just say we are all adults. What do you mean?
You can't say that. I know my rights.
And will I go and meet that same person and say, hey, sorry, hey, on the call, you forgot to sign off on this. Can you help me?
No. Everything has to happen on that call. Where there's a witness, there's a record and everything. And wow, it's just very interesting. Thank you so
So
much to
imagine
say
if
that.
I just say, is the Excel, is the Power BI, those are the tools.
Mm,
All
you
of
try.
those tools and templates is not going to work in this situation.
No, no, no. It will
Nobody
help
cares.
you. It will help you there. It
So
will help
that's
you there.
why the soft skill is actually very, very key. That's why I just have to share that story to like let somebody understand out there that yeah, you can be seeing so many posts and people talk about the art skills a lot every time, but the soft skills is actually very, very important. In fact, it shows that you're going to succeed on the job. But you've seen people that are really good technically and they just lack the soft skills. And people can't vouch for them. People can't trust them. You just see them keep opting from one job to another, or people can. I've seen some scenario that I'm in a deep shit, and people just trust me and say, if it's possible for that to have happened, since she has
Yes.
done all she could, the
Hmm.
situation, while in school, before we even started this profession, I can remember when lecturer would send some bad, you know, there's some rules that is just, and when I go there, instead of everybody to tackle me, they just say, for Tosin to have come, she has negotiated, but that's the best offer that she could have.
Hmm.
But it could have just escalated to something else. So soft skills is very, very important. And behind every system we build, there are people that are either frustrated, either happy, or relieved that something is built. So you should be something for people to like make their life easy, not worse. You should take people from where they are to a better position. So that's it.
Actually, actually. So I'm tossing. There's a question here for you. It says,
Okay.
do you have good
So you
knowledge
have
of?
a good knowledge of MS Word and Excel. Yes, yes, I do. So I use Excel. I use MS Word as well. MS Word for my documentation. We also use VCO for my process mapping. There are other tools as well. We have Lucid Charts. We have Joy Hole. But I love VCO. VCO is like the first love. I'm sorry. I'm not
I'm telling
dishing that break
you. I'm
anytime
telling
soon.
you. I'm not leaving here anytime soon.
I'm not using so we use VCO too for process mapping and all of that. So for my stream lane diagram, I use VCO. So yeah, we use the tools, but we just needed this call was just to emphasize the human side of the tech. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I've observed that if you focus on the technical, you would not rise in the corporate ladder. But if you gather these soft skills, you rise faster. You rise faster because if all you have is technical skill, you just be the errand boy. Oh, do this for us. Oh, do this for us. Oh, compile this document. Oh, do the meeting minutes. Yeah, you're fantastic with those technical skills. That's great. But if you want to climb up the corporate ladder as a business analyst, as a tech support professional, it's important you take advantage of these soft skills because that's what's going to give you an edge. It's going to make you seen. It's going to make you recognized. You know,
It
great
make you
talk
a
to.
strategic partner and not just a tax doer. Let me put that there.
Yeah, strategic partner and not just a tax doer. Like that's the game changer. You know, when I teach business analysis, and what I tell my students is, listen, all these things we are teaching you. If you want to remain a technical officer and have to just sit at his desk and be doing things like this, fine, focus on these things. But if you want to excel, put yourself out there, go for the meetings, do presentations, solve problems. You know, let
And
our
the
time.
funny thing is, the problem you are solving, you might think people are not watching. People are really
Yee!
watching.
Hmm.
So many
Now,
times that people just say, I want to see on my project. And there's a time I'm like, I'm tired. You want to use me? Then it just occurred to me that I feel like, you know, as human, it's normal to just feel that way and like, what
yeah.
happened? You just
What
me.
happened?
Then later, like, if they don't trust my work, I don't think anybody will want to call me.
Exactly. It's
So
just a real.
they might be good, they might have the competence. If the character and these soft skills are not there, you just see people just they just manage you maybe because there's no option. But they have an
Complete
option.
number.
They will leave you and say, it's not that guy. So the soft skill is actually very, very key. It's very, very key because all of it are we're dealing with human. Are you
Yeah,
working with robot? Is it the robot you are building the system for? No, it's still the human. So you need to know how you're going to
exactly.
relate with them.
Exactly. Wow, great talk. Great talk, Tosin. I can't even begin to emphasize. So, guys, this is Tosin Awoyemi, and she's the storytelling analyst. She has been with us talking about the human side of tech, emphasizing on the soft skills and its importance in the workplace. Thank you so much, Tosin, for joining us this evening. Thank you for sharing your insight with us. We are so glad to have you right here on Tech Tales. So, if you want to reach out to if you want to reach out to Tosin, you can do that on LinkedIn and you can do that on Instagram. She also manages a fashion line, right?
Yeah, beyond business analysis, I also run a fashion brand. So we don't just do business analysis as well. So we also
So
show up in
if you-
fashion.
exactly. So if you follow her on LinkedIn, all those fine outfits she's wearing is actually her brand. Yeah, I see them. When she showed me, I was like, really? That's amazing. That's amazing. That means uh Yerawo Abi? Yerawo?
Yerawo. So it's
Yerawo.
from Yoruba. It's kind from a Yoruba word. Yerawo means like check yourself out. So you don't need an occasion to look good.
Oh, okay. 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 Interesting. Interesting. So, guys, check her out on Instagram, check her out on LinkedIn, and you can reach out to her, ask any questions you have. Thank you so much for being on Tech Tales Tosin. We are so glad and happy to have you here today. I hope when we call you back next time, you'll be willing to come back on stage.
Of course, of course. I had a great time, so I would love to come back again.
Great time here too. Great time here too. Thank you so much, Tosin. All right.
Thank you.
Till next time, that'll be all from Tosin. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone. Without wasting much of our time, we're going to skedaddle right into the next part of this edition right here. So, bringing to your stage is Finding Your Voice. One of our sponsors, TE Mastery Hub, is having a boot camp starting on the 8th of August. Yes, 8th of August. And it's just going for a whooping 25,000 naira. And what are you going to learn at this boot camp? You're going to learn how to improve your public speaking skills, improve your presentation skills, improve your diction, and learn how to leverage it to scale in the workplace. Yes, so if you're one of those people who we just talked about that don't have soft skills, right, then this boot camp is for you. Finding your voice. To register, all you have to do is go to bit.ly FYV Bootcamp. The information is scrolling on your screen and you have it right here on your screen. So go to bit.ly FYV Bootcamp and you can register. The cost is 50,000, but currently we're having a discount and you can go take it for 25,000 naira. Yes. Now, moving on, our second sponsor for today is BAMS Academy. Now, BAMS Academy is the leading no-code tech academy, and I'm a proud tutor of BAMS Academy. I tutor business analysis. So, if you want to learn more about what we discussed today during this session, which is the soft side of business analysis, the soft side of professional engagement, then you need to register with BAMS Academy. BAMS Academy, we teach data analysis, we teach business analysis, we teach product management, we teach digital marketing, and we also teach product design. Right? These are in-demand, no-code tech skill. So if you want to transition into tech and you're not interested in the ones and zeros and you know this is not for you, then BAMS Academy is your go-to. Are you a transitioning career professional? Are you a graduate, fresh graduate, NYSC copper? Or are you a stay-at-home mom? BAMS Academy is for you. Our program is designed to suit your unique self. All right, guys, thank you so much. We've come to the end of today's edition of Tech Tales, and I'm super excited. If you're listening to me and you're a tech professional and you have a tech tale you'd like to share with the world, what are you waiting for? Reach out to me in my DM, and I'll be there to discuss with you. Let's hear your story and let's bring it to the world at large. This is Tech Tales Season 2. We're sorry strong, and we've come to the end of today's edition. My name is Hallel and I'm the only business analyst you know. This is me signing out, and I'm gonna catch you next time on another exciting edition of Tech Tales. Toodles.